Hello there, lovely people. Good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time here around 10:15 a.m. Sorry, p.m. I'm doing few reviews for you, but today I'm not going to be doing super long individual reviews. Previous one was a bit long because there are three fragrances, but this one's going to be shorter relatively. So I have Rasasi for you. Big thanks to MMC Luxury Perfumes for sending this my way to test and review. I'm very, very grateful. And Iskan bhai, thank you so much always for watching out for my channel and my group. Okay. So MMC is currently now the one authorized distributor in Bangladesh. I think they are the only one at this current moment. Previously, it used to be Perfume Bangladesh, but no longer. So MMC Luxury Perfumes are importing all the Rasasis and also a few other brands, okay, like Ajmal, maybe uh, Latafa, not Latafa, Afnan maybe, and few other brands. So today's fragrance is going to be Marha Puram EDP, okay, and this is a relatively simple fragrance, which is similar to something very popular. Upon initial spray, you can tell, okay. So this is how the box looks. I think there's one for women as well. Simpler box, 100 ml. There's some floral design. It's sort of like Middle Eastern style. Not something crazy going on here. These are, I think, made in UAE. Up there, a little bit design. Base you find when it was manufactured 2022. So nothing crazy going on here. ADP concentration. Bottle looks nice. Simple, clean bottle. It reminds me of Jaguar for men, those bottles, a little bit taller. The design is there, kind of like Middle Eastern style. And the name Marha Puram in Arabic and English. Cap looks like that. It's a nice looking cap. It reminds me some of the buildings in Dubai and Malaysia and Singapore. The cap actually doesn't have so much of weight. It's a plasticky cap. Atomizers are okay, not bad. Okay, small burst. Okay, so the price on these, I'm not quite sure how much. This one doesn't have snug fit or clicking onto place. So okay, bottle presentation is not inspiring but neat, it's like does its job. So I have it on the paper for some time. Where is my paper? Okay, it's right here. Okay, dry down has reached, and at the dry down it's pretty obvious what this one's trying to replicate. Let me do a few more sprays, okay, for initial impression. So this fragrance, they describe it, I haven't found it on Fragrantica, but some of the sites describe this one as fruity, kind of like a masculine, sweet fragrance, okay? But I think there's a little bit more to this than that description, okay? This one I feel on the dry down is pretty similar to one popular fragrance called Tom Ford, Tuscan Leather. I used to own that fragrance, I sold it. So I have a couple of other ones that in my collection are still there. A little bit of juice left. Layuquam Puram, and also something similar is Al Haramain Leather Oud. So if you know those fragrances, this fragrance is going to come off very, very similar because there are some notes, they are similar in these fragrances, but there are differences, okay? So if you talk about Marha's performance is quite solid. I would say I got about 5.5 hours in the high heat. Maybe in winter time, it will last longer. Let's say looking at 6 hours longevity. Projection was good, but not as loud projector as Layuquam or even this one. These two, I think, project a lot more. So what do I detect from this? I detect opening wise raspberry, very prominent raspberry, and it's a fruity note, and also has thyme. Okay, the original Tuscan Leather has thyme, and I think got saffron, but the thyme and saffron sort of overpowers that raspberry. The raspberry is there, it's sweet, fruity, but not as fruity as Leather Oud by Al Haramain or Layuquam. But on the dry down, these fragrances are all very similar. They go to that dark leather side, and this is a leather-based perfume you are looking at. So it's fruity. It reminds me also of Velvet Oud, I think, from Latafa. That is also maybe perhaps clone of Comfort Tuscan Leather. There are tons of them out there. I did review, and I do have few more. I think I have to review Toscano Leather. I think that's from Maison Alhambra, but this is a decent fragrance. Okay, it's not as crazy that you think it would be. It's not as raspberry like. It's not that bright. It's not that projecting that much. The leather also is very polished. Think of Ferrari. The what's the Ferrari's line? The leather, noble leather or whatever. Wait, let me get that fragrance. Actually, I forget the name all the time. If you know the fragrance called leather essence, you know the quality of that leather. This one has similar sort of leather note in there. Suede, more like suede leather, not really authentic real leathers now. and maybe a little bit of a fruit, floral, like a jasmine. So there you go. So it's reminiscent of Tuscan leather, but it's like not 100%. I would tell you, if you like Tuscan leather, the leather note is so much posh. This one reminds me sort of like the way Amouage Interlude Man is built. So the emphasis is a little bit more on the herbal, fresh, thyme, that side, and also the saffron. This perfume it's kind of like masculine. It's like a manly man fragrance. I do not see this uh, being liked by women that much unless you are really like into strong fragrances. But overall, I think the price point on these are not going to be very expensive, maybe 20 something. I could be wrong, I do not know. Personal, frankly speaking, I don't know, but I think these are going to be more affordable ones. So if this stays within $35, I think it's a good buy, because 100 ml and longevity and everything is pretty decent. So you get a solid package if you like Tuscan leather. But if you already have Layuquam Purom, leather oud, these kind of fragrances, or some of the other ones that, let me see if I can remember. There were fragrances like Godolphin by Parfum de Marly. Maybe there was a Tom Ford Ombre that I'm looking at now, uh, Fragrantica. And there was another fragrance from Montal, I think, which was called, what was it called? Oud Leather or something like that. So these were all inspired by Tom Ford Tuscan leather. There was one more I had a long time back. I forgot the name. Um, what was this called? Man, I cannot remember. It's like maybe it was Nabil's Arab Tradition and Max. Wait, what is this fragrance? Max. I forgot the name, man. It was like a red bottle, which is also similar to Tuscan leather. So if you have any of those clones, perhaps you can skip it because it's going to be redundant purchase. Overall, it's a good fragrance. If you wanted to get taste of Tuscan leather, you can get this. It's a more balance between herbal and fruity nuances, and then nuance. I always get confused with the word. It has the vibes. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And the leather is suede leather, very smooth. You can wear this even in summer if you stay in the AC room. So 6 hour, you're looking at performance, 2 hours of projection, mild projection. It's a good fragrance. Perhaps you can also wear for office and work from a location, right? Overall, I'll give this still a solid mark. If this is within 30-35 bucks, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Okay, but if you want to get the ultimate Tuscan leather clone, go for this one, Layuquam Purom, or this one. Even this is very good, very, very good Godolphin. Okay, so there you go. That's the review. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, MMC, for the bottle courtesy. See you soon. Take care. Bye bye.